Testing this shit. Testing this shit. Alright. Alright, hey. How's it going? Alright. Woo! Let me hyped. Alright. Hey. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Oak Tree Saloon, where it's always happy hour here. Yep. Always happy hour. Myself got some fucking hamburger mac and cheese. What do you call it? Hamburger helper? Yep. Put chili powder on the hamburger meat, though. I love that. So, we're going to be doing like about a half hour press stream. I'm just testing the VOD capability, so I want to do a good like half hour stream for this. See if the VOD saves. Don't worry though, this won't be completely barren. We will actually be reacting to something. Just a test reaction. It's silence ad. Alright, whatever.
If crypto taxes mean being stuck in spreadsheets, meet coin
Sorry, that fucking
tracker.
ear murdered. Yes. I don't really have any. Yeah, like pressing, I guess. Yeah. Mostly, I'm just kind of wanting something, I guess, a video that I'm somewhat comfortable with and that's somewhat short, that can fit within the 30-minute time frame here. So, yeah, we're gonna be doing the streamer thing. This shit.
To get some perspective on how absolutely psychotically insane this is, we don't
Oh,
even
fuck.
have any information on what the tariff
Fucking Liberation Day, yep.
Like, they're saying on Liberation Day, these tariffs are going to roll out with, like, apparently no prior warning on what the rates are. And the funny thing, I mean, like, it's the people most affected by this are business owners because they have to do the math on, like, costs and expenses and what they're going to have to pay for this and how they're going to have to raise prices and so on. Like, it's remarkably anti-business. What countries are?
I heard from my sources somewhere on one of the Discord servers that I frequent a lot that Trump is actually considering a 20% fucking tariff. Yeah, 20%, just on everything. Just on everything from every single country. Just a base tariff rate of 20%. Now, of course, doing Trump administration math, that probably will go on top of existing tariffs. So, like, we'll probably have like a, by the end of this, we'll probably have like a 400% tariff on goods from China or whatever. So, yeah, buckle up, kiddos. We're heading right into this shit.
Affected, either 15 or all of them. Scientists haven't figured it out yet. President Donald Trump's proposed tariffs are today, and they'll go into effect sooner than some had expected, as in immediately, the White House said Tuesday. What? Although many details remain unknown, perhaps even to Trump himself, the administration's Liberation Day trade policy announcement is expected to be the most aggressive tariff move yet by the most tariff-obsessed president in modern history. Trump is meeting with his trade team Tuesday, and tariffs announced at the Rose Garden ceremony at 4 p.m. ET Wednesday will go into effect immediately. At the Rose Garden ceremony, or... He told reporters late Monday that he'd, quote, settled on a plan for switching announced midweek, catching some White House officials by surprise. If the president had indeed arrived at the final decision for the tariff, it hadn't yet been widely shared inside the building. Still unclear is whether Trump plans to levy individual tariff rates on all U.S. trading partners, put tariffs on only some countries, or apply universal tariff, perhaps as high as 20% on all imports. Do you have any idea how insane... I'm not even gonna... You, of course you know. If you're watching this, then you're probably aware. Yeah, it's just like I bet you there are still like petite bourgeois motherfuckers who are watching this going like, I'm sure somehow this is going to work out. I don't regret my vote for Trump. All of this is part of a grand strategy. There's no way this is going to end the way that it certainly seems like it's.
Off topic, but that kind of reminds me of the motherfucker whose wife got deported. It was this guy, just an American dude, a white dude, who had a wife from I want to say, I can't even remember. I'm not gonna go get into the business of guessing. But yeah, um, she got deported by fucking ICE, and he's still like, hey, you know what? I don't regret my vote. Fuck it. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Mm. Mm. It's just nuts. Mm.
going to, or some insane shit like that.
It's the most cut
Or
shit ever.
I don't know. People are so bored now. Whatever. Acceleration is going to keep winning. I don't care. Fuck you. I think Trump said all country in his plane. No, I saw the video of Trump saying he was asked like, "So are you going to place tariffs on the what was it, dirty 15? The 15 countries that he laid out as the ones with the most punitive tariffs towards America?"
Oh, okay, he's reading about this right fucking now. Yeah, okay, I let the fucking cart get ahead of the horse there. Yeah, 20% tariff on everything. Just on everything. So on Colombian coffee, on Russian oil, on Canadian oil, on Canadian maple syrup, on fucking the avocados you get from Mexico. If you're on the East Coast, you might get a good amount of your potatoes from Ireland. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure as to how the exports work, but the message is the message is clear. Prices for just about everything, for literally everything, are about to go up because there's almost no product, excluding maybe some grocery products, that don't involve production in some fashion, like for some part, some component of it. I'm talking, every utility you have, every appliance you have, every tech device you have, it has some component in it from another country. Your car, your pair of headphones, your mouse, your laptop, it all has shit from China or Canada or Taiwan or wherever the fuck else. So all that is going to go up in price. It's all going to skyrocket in price. Shit from China. And sorry, I was just doing a mic check, but so on top of that, wait, hold on, let me go buy this. So yeah, everything is going to skyrocket in price. It's just, you gotta love those mind blanks. I can't remember what I was fucking talking about, but oh yeah, I was going to mention the fact that, see, the exception to the rule is typically grocery products, and it's where, unfortunately, most American people, because we're in a hard spot already financially, we're making our financial decisions based off of grocery prices. Nobody's really making their decisions based on how cheap it or expensive it is to get a fucking, a graphics processor, a graphics card, or a CPU, or to buy a new TV or a car or something. People aren't really going off those prices as much. You heard some buzz, you heard some waves about, from like the used car shop owners and shit, saying that, oh my goodness, you can't raise prices on Canadian steel and Canadian oil and all that. It's going to trickle down to us. I remember some stink was made about that, but generally, people are making the decisions based on how expensive the eggs are and the milk is, and like, there's going to be a lot of grocery products that admittedly don't get all that affected by, especially if you're just eating staples. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of products that don't really get affected that heavily by tariffs, at least in a direct way. Now, I will say these tariffs do cause, supermarkets to run on shorter, lower margins, so who knows, they might raise prices on everything, but, like, I've seen some stores try to target the specific tariffed items, but if they're wanting to flatten it out and make it seem like your maple syrup hasn't just gone up $4, then maybe they just raise the maple syrup by $1, and then to meet their margins in other places, they'll take a loss on the maple syrup, and then they'll meet their margins elsewhere, because they really don't want you to notice that the tariffs are happening. So yeah.
The dirty 15, even though he's used that term before, and then he was like, I don't know, look at all countries, whatever. No one knows.
Defend them all.
A Moody's simulation found that such an escalation
Meow.
of war, a 20% universal tariff would wipe out 5.5 million jobs, lift the unemployment rate to 7%, and cause U.S. GDP to drop by 1.7% from peak to trough. If that happens, we get a serious recession. It's a wipeout for the economy. We've never seen anything like this. It's unprecedented and radical, said Erica York, Vice President of Federal Tax Policy at the Tax Foundation, a right-leaning think tank. The Dirty 15.
My lead source tonight is Republican from Montana, Senator Tim Sheehy, and it's great to have you here. As for what you're expecting on Wednesday, how expansive do you think these tariffs will be?
Well, fundamentally, I think the point is the intent of what these are aimed at doing. And I think a lot of the economists that have been referenced a lot here, they're focusing on kind of a late 20th century economic model, which really has been the bedrock of how the stock market reacts, because they want certainty, and they've built their models around an economic model that has the United States has reformed its industrial base from what it used to be, which was a manufacturer and an exporter of key goods, to one which we have encouraged through our national fiscal policy to send manufacturing and heavy industry jobs overseas. And that's exactly what's happened in the last 30 years. And what it's really been is an upward transfer of wealth from blue-collar jobs, middle-income jobs, to the finance sector and to tech sector. That's not all bad, but it does have impacts that we have to accept are real, and that is hollowing out a lot of our rural manufacturing communities.
Bad thing. I am so sorry, everybody. Give me just a fucking second. I was noticing my own stream, and I just realized my video slot, my video corner, in the same corner that vaush is. You can't see him. It looks like I'm just fucking reacting. I'm not content stealing. I swear. I swear. Fair. Yep. All right.
And the intent of these is to bring a lot of those jobs back and reinvigorate industries that are key to America. So I think on Wednesday what we're going to see is a very clear policy that says we want business to invest in America. And if you don't invest here, and if you're not doing this right for the American worker, you're going to pay the price.
But do you support what this is going to look like on Wednesday? Are you prepared to say that you do support it, or are you waiting to see what the details are?
Well, first of all, as you've even heard Kevin Hassel just say, the chair of the National Economic Council, we don't really know exactly what's going to look like yet. And the president is in the process of making his decision what that's going to look like in actual final form. But I think we've pretty clearly seen what it does.
The presidential executive policy of the Trump administration. Flying blind.
Does look like in draft form, which is we expect things that are good for our people.
Fuck.
Reducing fentanyl flows into this country.
Hello? The fuck?
Form, which is we expect things that are good for our people. Reducing fentanyl flows into this country.
We're good.
It's made very clear to China that if you're going to continue to import precursors and fentanyl itself into our...
This is what I mean by the midwit phenomenon, right? The idea... so this guy clearly... I mean, he has no idea what's coming, right? He's aware of the fact that it's going to be ruinous. But he's sent here as like an envoy to defend like the abstract of the tariff policy, you know. He knows he's lying. This has nothing to do with fentanyl, right? But it's just like, how do I package this in a way that sounds intellectually defensible? I hate this shit, man.
Country for the specific purpose of killing our people. We're going to use tariffs to make that stop. If you are Colombia and you're refusing to take back illegal, criminal, violent aliens that have come here, we're going to tariff you. If you're Mexico and you're not helping us secure the border from massive illegal immigration, we're going to tariff you. So the tariffs have both a broader intent to reform the economy and make world trade fairer for the American taxpayer, and they also have very specific targeted intent that makes sure we're stopping a lot of things that have been going on that are bad for the country.
Yeah, the White House seems to be making this argument that maybe there's short-term pain but long-term gain here. But you just mentioned some of those countries. I mean, I was looking at the numbers. 95% of Montana's imported goods.
Don't worry, folks. The economy's only going to crash for a little bit. Hey, isn't that what they were saying in 2008, 2009? In fact, this is one thing I am willing to look up. This is something that's always fucking bugged me. Okay? Right. Hold on. You want to find the Wikipedia page for this bullshit. Okay. The Great Recession, right? You know, that thing that all of us went through through like the early to mid and sometimes even late 2010s. I don't even consider myself to fully be out of the Great Recession, and yet, yay, we're having another one. Well, in fact, apparently most economists say that this shit ended about mid 2009. So if you just want a little glimpse into how out of touch economists are, how out of touch those at the top are, well, there you go. And when they say short-term pain, this is what they mean. There will be short-term pain for them, and there will be long-term gain for them, for the investors, for the economists, for the stockbrokers. There will be short-term gain, but then there will be an amazing amount of long-term gain. It's what happens every single recession. There's consolidation. Suddenly there's a whole bunch of firms that suddenly don't exist anymore, you know? But all the individual employees that are contributing to the nightmare, they get to keep their jobs or go to another job or something and still make the six-figure salaries and that kind of shit. And that's if they're on the lower end. Ugh. And so yeah, short-term pain, baby. Because yeah, like we're in agreement that most people, like most of us, really fucking suffered for a long time. Not just from 2007 to 2009. It didn't even weird enough, it didn't even felt like it kind of officially started till 08 or 09. You know? But I guess that's kind of, to be fair, this says December 07, but still it doesn't really feel like it started till 08 or 09, you know what I mean? They're saying it ended there, and that's because the stock market had its crash, and then everybody felt it in this reverberating fashion years later, and then blamed Obama for it. Even though, who triggered it? Oh yeah, George fucking Bush. So yeah. Wait, what the? Okay, so GDP growth during this time. You were trained as a kid to think that during the Great Recession that there was no economic growth anywhere. uh, well, yeah. China. Yeah, look at those motherfuckers. That's where they really gained on us, isn't it? Like every time we have a recession, their economy keeps steamrolling ahead, and they're catching up with us. Legitimately, Chinese century is coming. We woo, you know.
It's come from Canada, Mexico,
Rapid racism.
Is this going to hurt people in your state, you think?
There's absolutely going to be
I'm the fuck on YouTube.
There. Everyone has. I mean, if you're going to remodel your house to make it better in the end, it's going to be really annoying in the short term when your house is getting remodeled and there's drywall dust everywhere and there's workers in your living room.
It's just like
see to these guys it's just
you're getting your house remodeled.
To these guys that's all it is. It's a house remodel. Because to the upper classes, a recession is only just a remodeling of the major players in the economy. Whereas for the lower classes, a recession can mean, devastation, years of trauma, like literal trauma.
Man, it's not like everything in your economy, basically.
The reality is that remodel has got to happen in order to make things stronger and more stable on the back end. We've had generations now of countries taking advantage of the strong American economy, the strong American workforce. That's happened in Western Europe, where they have not had to pay for a military, they have not had to pay for an intelligence construct because we've essentially provided them a free.
Like, I bet some of you chatters probably grew up in a family that was affected by or even just one of these major recessions, and your life got worse at home, if you're getting what I'm saying, because of the recession, because of economic hard times. Yeah, your folks were bad before, but suddenly when this money gets really tight, suddenly they're pushed to their limits, and suddenly those people that you thought were assholes in your family, turns out you only saw the nice version of them. Get ready. And so, yeah, this kind of shit, that's just one example of how this economic devastation reverberates and causes real trauma in people's lives. And fuckers like this, dipshits like this, are the reason it happens every single time, guys. They're just like, come on, we're gonna hold your hand right until we throw you off a cliff, man. That's it. So,
umbrella for security. South Korea is a similar situation. They've had an amazing economy based in manufacturing and technology that has benefited from the fact that we've had 20,000 troops on the 38th parallel for 75 years, allowing them to exist. So, and it's not delinked from tariffs.
I've said this before, but like I've said this multiple times. There really would be like no difference if Trump and
we allow those troops to exist.
as the Republican Party broadly were Manchurian candidates sent to destroy American hegemony. It's not even an exaggeration. This is actually how you do it. Like this is a thorough dismantling of every system that has put us on
Legitimately.
80 or so years. Everything.
Yeah.
From USAID.
Yep. Every single value that Americans held near and dear for the last century, everything that set us apart, everything that we like to brag about historically, about being democracy, about being the keepers of liberty, all that kind of shit, that's out the window. Not to mention, we were known as the richest country in the world, and yeah, sure, we still are. We're only rich in the opulence for the top 1%. We're not truly a rich country if we're not able to actually take care of our people. We just don't.
To foreign investment, to the globalization of the economy, to the selective involvement of our military to maintain like, key alliances in areas that box in our enemies, like China and Russia. On every level, it's like our military alliances, our economic partners, our incredibly good neighbors, Mexico and Canada, who allow us to benefit massively both from the cheap labor down in Mexico and from the raw resources up in Canada. Our biggest trading part, like it's like every advantage we have, every benefit we have, all of it being taken away. It's incredible. Oh, this is the guy that shot himself in a park to pretend he had a military service injury.
Oh, this fucker.
Is that true? You've said it, and now I believe it.
This whole broad construct of America First really outlines America has underwritten
How you did that shit?
the 20th century for the entire world. And now what is happening as we're looking down the barrel of
Chatter said it.
debt and deficit spending, it's about time we start to rebalance those.
He did that shit though.
We can bring investment back on.
So
and that's happening. Companies are announcing $2 trillion of investment back into our economy.
Sheehy has said a bullet lodged in his arm during a 2012 Afghanistan firefight, and that's
gotta love his cover story.
Not report the incident at the time to protect his unit's members. In 2015, when seeking medical care in a Kalispell hospital, he said the injury was from an accidental discharge of a firearm in Glacier National Park that day. A park ranger cited Sheehy and fined him $525 for discharging his gun. Sheehy told the Washington Post that he, quote, made up the story about the gun going off to protect himself and his former platoon mates from facing a potential military investigation.
Where the fuck is Kalispell again? Montana. Okay.
He said he got
Makes sense.
In 2012.
Since he's Montanan.
Questioning whether he was shot in Afghanistan is tantamount to falsely accusing him of stolen valor, but he declined to release his medical records.
Oh my gosh.
Records showing he received a bullet wound in Afghanistan do not exist. Okay. Sheehy left active duty.
I'm just gonna say it. The fact that he didn't want anything to be released about him and his platoon mates, the fact that protect them for what, Tim? Exactly, protect them from what? Yeah, that raises quite a few more questions. So, and all.
14 and was discharged from the Navy Individual Ready Reserve in 2019. She wrote this memoir and a resume submitted to the Montana State Legislature. He had been medically discharged from wounds received in Afghanistan. In October 2024, an NBC News review of Sheehy's discharge paperwork found that Sheehy voluntarily resigned from commission, contradicting his claims that he was discharged from the military because of injuries he sustained on duty. Yeah, it's pretty much like all of them are like this, right? It'd be pretty difficult to find a single Republican these days who wasn't like an obvious con.
Okay, so either he did some very messed up shit in the military, and he sort of voluntarily got out, and he sort of just tried to silence, or yeah, he's full of crap. Dude shot himself with his own gun.
Man, from top to bottom.
Comparing, there's a lot of companies that right now are doing nothing.
Fraudster, dude.
See what the policy actually is. So there's actually a lot of, there's not a lot of mergers or anything happening.
Cheddar Bob moment. Cheddar Bob would be proud.
Because people are nervous about this. You liken this to a remodel. Sometimes those take longer than you plan for. I mean, if you're an American and you're waiting to see what does short-term pain mean? I mean, how long do you expect that to last?
I mean, we don't know. And of course, I'll add a lot of the media frustration with the uncertainty around President Trump's new
Not media,
strategy.
Business uncertainty.
Oh, sure. But, you know, the media is helping with that. I mean, business uncertainty responds to public market sentiment.
Listen to him try to explain
Yeah.
like the insanity of
It's the media's fault.
massive global tariffs where the details of the policy aren't even being announced until they're in action. It's like indefensible. There's no explanation for it. It doesn't make any sense, you know?
You know, there wasn't nearly as much pearl clutching when we had record inflation, record interest rates.
Whatever. I don't. They all talk like this. It's all the same thing. There's never the frustration stems from the fact that there's literally never going to be a big turnabout moment. There's never going to be like,
oh yeah, that Cory Booker shit was like a
insane bit.
Don't even get me started on Cory. Sorry, not to interrupt the bearded fucker. That Cory Booker, he's just not inspiring. Don't even get me started on it. I saw that on the featured watch list. You know, this was when he was still going with his little speech. Yeah, he broke the record. He broke Strom Thurmond's record. Yeah. Problem is, yeah, the big fucking problem is he wasn't filibustering anything. He was literally only holding up Senate business for a day, which I guess that's cool. I like some level of obstructionism rather than nothing, but at the same time, it's like we're going to need every Democrat senator to start doing that if we want, you know.
It's foolish to expect that, you know.
And those 401k people who are depending, those retirees, all of that.
Just talking plain speak with them. Look, when this nation used to go to war, people in this country would support the war effort with their materials at home and making things for weaponry and all of that. We got to do 100%
Dude,
at home.
look at her, bruh. She looks like a fucking Fallout ghoul at this point, doesn't she? Give me fucking DeviantArt. Yeah, dude! No! Let's bring it back. Come on, bring it. Alright, moving on.
And making things for weaponry
And all that.
We got to do 100% buy over this bumpy period. Just communicate.
What? Listen,
Well,
Trump's economic policies are so ruinous that they're tantamount to rationing that we experienced during World War II, okay? You
Yeah.
need to grow victory gardens because it's the only way you'll survive the hardship and suffering.
The long winter, yeah, fucking.
By these policies, by these tariffs. You know, Fox Business
Jeez.
has any videos in the past 10 hours about the tariffs, at least none that I saw, while scanning over it very quickly. Of
course.
I wonder why.
Today, I would like to focus on
Couldn't possibly because they're completely economically ruinous.
and stability, thus our competitiveness, and the rise of protectionism.
Never mind. That sounds boring. Do you think he's gonna pull back at the last second? I feel like it'd be really difficult to pull back from this. Like global tariffs, Liberation Day. They've been planning this one for months. Like there's so much leading into this, you know? I think we're really getting into it. I mean, this has been a pattern. Yeah, but they have been like rolling.
Who knows what they're gonna do with it?
For quite a bit.
He could enact them and then unenact them and reenact them and then
tariffs.
Raise them to 50 and then who knows?
I feel like it'd be a blow to their prestige. It's bad for the business community too. The business community really does not like these, and I'm saying this with sympathies to the business community because this is literally like the
Dead like
economy, man. This isn't like a class war thing. This is just like, well, what if all of the systems that we rely upon to make the modern world function didn't work?
Yeah. What if our society didn't?
For no
Yeah.
Big Freudian slip. From
Yeah. What?
Senator on Medicare.
Dude, seriously, this is like, you know how you play like every every like political sim, and the goal is never to like make money for 3 people. You max out your nation's stats. You want to boost the education stats, and you want to maybe make money so that you can pay for programs. Like, these games have an inherently socialist mindset, right? An inherently leftist one, because they encourage you to use the money that you get to pay for things, you know? And the only way to really play these games in a non-socialist way is to just like tax your citizens so low that you have no money for anything. And so you just think the quintessential political model is supposed to be one where you have public services like healthcare and education and fucking jobs programs, and instead we'll just let all that crumble to the fucking wayside.
Let's bring that approach not to just
Hey, sounds like a pretty good idea.
but let's look at Medicare. Is there some way that we can cut Medicare so that reform Medicare so that benefits stay the same, but that it's
Okay.
more
Excuse me.
That's great, man.
efficient? I would say that there is, and that's where our opportunity lies. Let's bring that approach not to just what Doge is doing, discretionary spending, but
Taught.
Non-dog whistle. I don't even. It's every day with this shit, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
Liberation Day is coming. Okay.
They're wearing us down. Fascism is here. Yeah. Yippee! Alright, I don't need to watch your other shit, Bosh. I'm gonna be making a fucking hit piece on you at some point, so. Anyway. Or as I call it, an expose. Yeah. But, alright, well, it's been about 30 minutes. I'd say this stream has been going pretty fucking poggers so far. Look, Andrei Vasilevsky. I've really got to change this shit. Somebody else put this wallpaper on my computer, and I haven't gotten around to changing it to anything else. But anyway, oh fuck. I don't really know what to say at the end of these fucking streams. I love you all. I really appreciate anybody who watched, anybody who tagged along on the stream. I just want to say, it's been amazing having you guys here at the Oak Tree Saloon, and I'll see you again. Hey, you know what? In the meantime, always happy hour. Fuck yeah.